Hey y'all, it's me, Joanna, with Joanna's Journals and Things. I am so glad you are here with me today. That means a lot to me, more than you could ever know. On this episode, I guess you'd call it, we are going to be collabing with the Junk Journaling No Rules, Just Fun. This is the first Thursday of every month, and I host this with my very good friend, Tiffany, with Simply Junkin' and Journaling. And Tiffany is the girl. Ryan is her husband, and we love him too. So, with all that being said, make sure you check out Tiffany in the description box, and the rest of the people that are in the collaboration will be linked down there in the description box too. Make sure you check them out, show them some love, tell them I sent you over, and let's get crafty. Okay, y'all, so this, if you don't know, if you've not seen me working in this, because I did start it on my other channel, but this is my sewing journal, okay? And I love sewing, and I love working in this journal, okay? Sewing is my passion. I've been doing it for a long time. So I've got this. Now, I don't have anything for this, okay? My lines are here, and I didn't realize when I was doing it, you can't journal on these pages, right? So I was just moseying right along, just going, and these won't go because your lines or your circles are on the other side. So I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? So for this one, I wish I would have had this one over here, because that was just, I don't know, I liked it better. But I'm going to create my cover for here, so I put an X on this paper. So this is going to go here, and it will go on top of this, and then I got to put one on this and one on this, because you can't, I have to journal and then glue the two papers together, okay, if that makes any sense. So we're going to be working on this one, this side right here, okay, but this is my cover, and this is my first page, and then this was supposed to be my second page, but I guess this will be my third or fourth page. Actually, my third page, because, yeah. But anyway, I could just leave this and put paper on it so that I could journal on it. But I might put a pocket in it, is what I might do. But anyway, we'll see. So, let's go. We're going to cover this with this right here. But before we do that, we have to paint this. So I'm going to use acrylic gesso. Just a little bit on here. Yeah, me and my little bits are usually a lot of bits. I'm crusty. So I'm just going to put this on here. Lord willing. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to just paint it around just to cover up this blue. May have to put 2 coats on there. I don't know. I'm just trying to cover this up, and also it will stiffen my paper a little bit. Yeah, it's going to have to take 2 coats, y'all, to cover this up. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my gesso on here, and then get my paper where I can use it, and I'll be right back with you, okay? Okay, I got it pretty much painted. Now I'm going to crinkle this up really good. That's just the way I want it, okay? Don't judge my crinkle in here. Okay, and I am going to put this part down. I will cover up the seat cover. This is like an old pattern my sister had of toilet seat covers, y'all. You know that thing is old from back in the day, because I haven't seen homemade toilet covers in a long time. I mean a long time. I just think that is hilarious. I mean, seriously, I do. I'm going to use, since this is such a big surface, and I'm also a crafter, so it's just me to use Mod Podge. So I'm going to take Mod Podge, and I'm going to use Mod Podge to put this paper down, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a thin layer of Mod Podge on here. Okay. Just a thin layer of Mod Podge. And I'm going to lay my paper down. I kind of want the wrinkles in it. You know what I mean? So, I'm not being too particular here. That's probably enough. You don't need a whole lot. This is like, you know, this is tissue paper. It's very, very thin. So, it doesn't take a lot to hold it down. Alright. Now I'm just going to pull and make sure my edges are stuck down really well. I glued it to, sorry about my head. Y'all gonna see my head pop in from time to time, because, yeah. And I'm trying to hurry because I'm doing it live. And I'm trying to be courteous because I'm in a collab. Now, some of mine might get a little long if I'm not in a collab. I'm not sure. But I'm trying to be courteous because I am in a collab. You know, the journaling our way. So make sure that you check out everybody. They'll be linked in the playlist. Okay. So I am just going to let this dry. And then, well, I'll go ahead and cut it off. Let me tear it. Let me get my tear ruler here. And let me just tear this back. That ain't a tear ruler. That's a tear spatula. Let me get my tear spatula. And I'm just going to tear this around this edge here. I'm hoping I'm not pulling it off the front. And I did. That's why you don't do it when it's wet, you know. So we'll get that when it dries. See, I'm missing some pieces. But look here. This all you gotta do is I'm gonna use a glue stick. This is a extra strength permanent glue stick. And I'm just gonna put some glue right here. And I'm just going to piece a piece down here. Because does it matter? No, not really. I'll just put a piece right here. And just stick it down. And I still missed. Or that's really thin or something. I don't know. There we go. 10-10, we're in. Alright. Let me just snip this off right here. And then that's coming up, so we'll snip it off. I'm trying not to cut my page because I'm bad about that, you know. And if there's a little hang off, it doesn't really matter. It does on this side right here, but it doesn't any other place. So let me just get this off. All right, we'll cut those holes out later because we're gonna let that dry. So we can go ahead and work on this because actually, you know, the whole page is gonna have to dry. And this one, I want some color. So, and I also like to incorporate flowers. I don't know if I'll get those in there, but I do have some, I want this on there since this is on the second cover, and this is gonna, like, you know, just describe, and then my journal in itself. And this right here is actually my Heritage sewing machine, and I printed that off. And this is actually right above me over here. Because this used to be my sewing room. And I made that to go on the wall. And it's a decal. So that means something to me. So I'm putting down stuff that means something to me, okay? Because why would you have a journal if you didn't have stuff that meant something to you, you know? I'm not going to age this a whole lot. I will age a little, but not a whole lot. So my main focus of this is going to be these two items right here, okay? So let me ink these up just a little, and you don't have to ink yours. I just like to go around because so the paper's not so stark white, you know, and I should have did black with this one. That might have looked better, but I didn't. I'm using Vintage Photo, of course. It was here, so that's what I'm using. So I vintaged those two up, and I am going to put this right here, okay? So I'm going to use my Barely Art craft glue, and all I do, y'all, is buy the refill bottles and then use Hobby Lobby bottles to fill them, and then that's how I get the precision tip, because I'm too cheap to buy the precision tip glue. So all I'm going to do is take and maybe go around here and just put a little line of glue. And these are so precision. I love using these when I'm putting doilies on, which I will do that. You know what? I am going to... No, I'm not going to do that. So let me stick me down right here. And y'all, these prints are so vibrant. I have a Epson. What do I got? Epson 2800, I think it is. Yep, 2800, 2803, somewhere around in there. And this comes out to precision. I'll use it in a minute. But anyway, oh, I can't get this needle in this hole. I'm blind as a Betsy bug. I print this on matte photo paper because that just seems to work best. This is, what is this? Art glitter glue. Okay, so I'm going to use art glitter glue because it comes out a whole lot faster. It's more runny. The Barely Art is thicker. And I only like the Barely Art because it doesn't make your paper warp. But this is matte, matte photo paper. So it won't warp. Y'all, when I'm trying to concentrate, I cannot think. I'm just telling you. I'm just going to stick this bad boy. Well, let me see. I don't want to just stick it on there. Oh, yeah. This is fabric bolts, okay? Fabric bolts. And this one is going to have a little color to it. So I've got some buttons here. Color with vintage. I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. All I'm doing, this is so fun. It's so relaxing. You're just gluing stuff down. Okay? Just gluing stuff down to make a collage or to make whatever it is you want to make. You're just gluing stuff down. I have some fabric here. I have some stickers. And y'all, this literally happened to me, and I put this on my Facebook page. Do you see these? I dropped these, and this went in. I have a wood floor in here, and it dropped and it broke. So I just thought it was funny because I thought, well, those are pointless. So when I did it, well, I don't need these anymore. They are pointless. And I put that on my Facebook page because I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, I'm just goofy like that. Just goofy like that, y'all. It's okay. Jesus loves me. Oh, wait. maybe I want my sewing machine on this. Oh yeah, I like that better. Let me trim this off. How big's it gotta be? About right there. And then I am going to, sorry about that, I'm going to sand this on the edge to make it rough. Okay, there we go. I was cutting it off actually, but anyway, that's rough. Now it has a iron on the back, but I'm not going to use that. I'm actually going to use hot glue, and I know hot glue don't stick to paper, so I'm going to use some fabric tack. Okay, if it'll come out. Y'all know how fabric tack does, if you've ever used it. Now my hot glue is probably cold glue now. And I'm just going to stick that right here. Stick that right on down there. And I'm going to use fabric tack for the sewing machine because it's going on fabric. And I put that upside down. Well, I don't know. Is it upside down? It might be right side up, and I just don't know. Now, I normally don't use fabric tack on my paper, but like I said, it's going on fabric, and it's got some teeny tiny pieces there. That is my machine. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. I do have some serger thread I thought would be cutesy down through here somewhere. This is not barely art, this is art glitter. So yeah. I need this in my glue holder upside down, but I'm afraid if I do, then it will come out my cap, because it's crazy. I'm warping. Okay, so I want these on there as well. And I can put, oh no, I'm going to cover this up. Y'all look what I did. I was playing with this die cut thingy, and it says made in. So I'm going to cover that up, okay? And I'll show you how. And I made a bow out of thread, a little bitty scrappy bow out of thread. I do need to trim it. I want it thready though. We'll put this up for later. So we'll put this. I don't know. Let me just work on this a little bit. My goodness. Oh, I want this on there too, because this is true. It started out as a harmless hobby. I had no idea it would come to this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? Let's put this. Nope, I'm covering up my coffee. Oh my goodness. It is too... I should have put it right there. Can I get this off? Yes, I can. We're not going to get that off, but we're going to put this right here. Let me get more fabric tack. All right. Now we'll stick this down in this corner. Yeah, that looks better. Y'all, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I don't necessarily need that on there. We'll see. So I do want this here. So I'm going to go to the, oh, that goes on a fabric tack. I'm going to go to the Barely Art because it is so much smaller to go around these edges. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in the middle. And then, I was going to get caught in my holes. I'm going to go around these edges, okay? And if there's any glue coming out, I'll get it off. No big deal. I probably should be using my tweezers, but I always forget them. Y'all tell me in the comments, do y'all remember your little tweezers or no? Because I sure forget. But I do believe I will get them so that I'm not touching every little thing. And I'm just going to put this right here. There was no glue seepage. I must be hungry, y'all. There was no glue seepage. No glue seepage. So to cover that made in, I'm going to take this little thing, this little cutout, and I'll show y'all this at the end of the video in detail, a close-up of what I'm doing or what it looks like, okay? And I'm going to simply put that right in the middle. Is it perfect? No. My middles aren't perfect. I don't measure. I hardly ever measure anything, honestly. Hardly ever measure anything. Okay, so we have this down here. I'm going to save my flowers. Save the flowers. Here's a wad of stuff. I'm just going to use hot glue. And I'm going to put that right there. Now, hot glue does not stick to paper very well. I'm just telling you. So I have all kinds of stuff. I have this picture right here that I could put right here. And this is just it came out of a magazine. And it is sewing stuff. It's all kinds of bobbins and all kinds of things. Do I want it here? I done covered up my buttons, or do I want it here? I think I want it there. I'm going to use the Barely Art because it is very thin. I probably could even use a glue stick, but a glue stick does not hold for long term. It'll come off. So, yeah. And I don't like tape either. Double-sided tape. I haven't found one that sits well with me. If y'all have, please help a girl out and let me know, because I have not found it. I'll put that right there. That is so, this came out of a book that my sister had, and so yeah, I could put that through there. I still have my little fabric pieces here. These are fabric bolts. You really can't tell it's fabric bolts, but it honestly is fabric bolts. Let me see. I might tear right there and right here, and just put some fabric bolts right here, and then I'll cut off the top there. I'm going to have more pages of my machines in here. Because this is a book, my sewing book, my memories. When I get old, I'm going to look back at this and be like, did I have that? I don't remember. I know I will. I know I will do it. I need to cover up this hole with something. I was going to put a pocket on here to journal in, but I don't think that I am going to do that on the front cover, or on the back of the front cover. So I will do it within the book some, but yeah, that's just how I'm gonna do it. This says my hands create beauty, but I don't want them just sitting. I don't want them just sitting on there, if that makes any sense. I could put that there. Yep, right on the fabric bolts. Oh, I don't want that one. No, that's this one. Y'all, now I can't keep up with my glues. Every stitch is a step of progress. It sure is. Every step. So let's get some more of this fabric, and we'll put it right here. I'm just going to use this glue. In case y'all didn't notice, I work on the fly. I have nothing planned, y'all. Covered up my hole. And this one said, my hands create beauty. Sometimes. Y'all know something? I used to be so bad when I was sewing that I would throw it in the trash if it did not come out right. I would throw it in the trash and start over. I have learned to use a seam ripper now. I don't like it, but I've used it. I've learned to use it. But anyway, I've got these little stickers. Okay, I have 3 stickers, and I want to put those in here. And these are just hearts with buttons. They're just so cute. They are so cute. And then I have 2 little quilting pieces, and y'all, I don't quilt. I do want to try. Now, my sister did. I want to try, but I haven't. Too scared to try. I did a baby quilt, and that's about it. We'll put that right there. Can't even hardly see it. And then I'm going to add one down at the bottom. Well, holy socks, y'all. It wasn't cut. The sticker's not cut. Ugh. Put that one right there. Now, right here, I'm going to add, where'd they go? Where did they go? I have a jar of buttons somewhere. I don't think yellow would show up very well, but these greens and blues will. And I'll put that there. Kind of tuck it under. So that goes across there. Y'all, I am loving this page. I am loving this page. Let me find my button. Oh, they're right here. Here's my teeny tiny buttons. So I'm just going to add some teeny tiny buttons throughout here, just using hot glue. I think I'll just put the glue and then set the button in the glue. That seems to be the easiest way to do it. And then I'm going to get a bigger one for right here, I think. I'm not sure. Let me see. This one's bigger. That looks just like a little serger flower right there. Let me use this. That way I can squish the glue through the holes. That'll help hold them on. No, not that one. I need this one. So I'm going to add my buttons around through here, okay? So I've got my page done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this page and I took this right here and I rounded, like I got the paper around my holes here the best I could. I didn't use the hole punch because I didn't reach up to get it. I'll just be honest with you. I didn't reach up to get it. So I'm going to line up my holes. Okay. This is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to line up my holes. Alright. When I get my holes lined up perfectly, or what I think is, I'm not perfect. Okay. I'm going to get some clips down here and clip this. Okay, I have it clipped. So this is barely art. It's just in a bigger thing here. Not real big, but a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go half the page. Okay. Well, actually, most of the page. Because I can get most of the page here. And then I'll go in and get what I didn't get. But we're just going to put this all over this page. Especially around the edges. Now I can lift the edges up and smush glue in there if I don't get it good enough. But I'm going to push this glue out, hopefully, towards the edges. So, yeah. And I hope I'm not getting too much because I go glue crazy. So I'm just going to smack that back down and just push and work everything to the edge. Anywhere I can do that, anyways, without messing up my paper here. Now this sticks really quick, okay? Really quick, I'm just telling you. So I can probably go ahead and take these clips off because they're annoying me. And then I'll just go around this edge right here. And around these holes because it's not gonna matter. Make sure I get it on the edge here. And anywhere that I've not got it, if it gets in the holes, that'll be fine. We'll get it out later. I'm not too worried about it. And then just go ahead and smash that on down. And this is done. I hate the barely art on my hands. It feels so weird. Just saying. It just feels so weird. But anyway, these bottles came from Hobby Lobby in the cake department. Cake decorating department. Yep, they did. But it's very sticky. That barely art is very sticky. So as far as I know, all my edges are down. That's really what I am concerned about, is my edges being down. And there it is. Okay, y'all, here it is. I'm trying to be as still as possible. There it is, right there. Now, I'll tell you what else I did. I took my dotting stamp. It's my favorite dotting stamp. And I put it in my vintage photo. Okay. And I just put some dots here and there. And on these, I added that down there. Sorry. Focus issues. There's all of my buttons. And I added some button washi tape. Okay. Just along the edges and then to fill in. And I didn't fill the whole paper in because I wanted some of my pattern to show. Okay. Ain't that funny? And I just printed these from things that I had on Facebook and whatnot. And there's a sticker. There's a sticker. There's me. That's my chat GPT. Chat GPT did that for me. I am a rhymer some of the timer. Okay, sorry. Y'all, if you follow me on my other channel, you know I'm crazy. If not, congratulations, you just found out. Y'all, I will show you that. Okay, I'll show you that. But anyway, there is my journal. It is right here in vinyl on my wall. Thank you so much for watching. I sure appreciate you being here. You are a blessing. Goodbye. Y'all, please check out beautiful Tiffany and all the rest of the ladies down in the description box, okay? Thank you so much. Tell them I sent ya.